What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Combo Show Live. I am Kevin Britton, host of the 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive. Be sure to tune in every Sunday and Wednesday for all your Chiefs content right here on Stadium Drive Sports. Sean, let them know.
Hey, it's good to have y'all here with us. I'm Sean from the Royal Way. Always on Monday and Thursdays, here to give you live update news, just like here. You can always catch us for these live conferences that you can join here on Tuesdays, and we look forward to having any comments that you provide, and we'll give some good feedback.
Yes, sir. Well, I'd like to welcome you all to the Combo Show Live. All right, guys, so let's jump into it. How you doing today, Sean?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I was really enjoying the weather today. I'm glad to know that the snow is gone. It's probably not going to drop below freezing anymore, so daylight savings time is coming soon in a couple weeks. But the thing about a couple weeks that really irks me is some news that I found out about this lockout that we have in the MLB.
Yeah, what's going on over there?
Yeah, well, they said 2 weeks. They said that they're going to get rid of the first two series of baseball. They didn't reach an agreement here on the deadline that the MLB set. The MLB rejected the players' final offer there at the deadline.
It was the other way around, right? The PA rejected the MLB's final offer.
Oh, yeah. Well, they went back and forth. And I'm sure that there was one final one on the other side as well, but they just couldn't come to an agreement. The players want to play. Okay, that's the bottom line. And the owners, they're going to make their money regardless. And staving off these first two series of the season isn't nothing to them, but it means a lot to the players. And there's some stipulations that's involved with this, talking about bonuses and whatnot, how players receive their full bonuses only if they play a full season.
Yeah.
And there's some, underlying aspects to this that's not fair. And what they'll do is they'll give it to around the top 100 prospects and whatnot. So it depends on their stats at the end of the year on whether or not they're going to get these bonuses now. They're going to change a lot of this stuff, and you'll hear about it as we go on and it gets cleared up and whatnot. And before we start the season, you're going to hear a lot about the young players and the pre-arbitration cases, because I'm thinking that's mainly what it comes down to, that and the luxury tax. All the other stuff can get figured out, like the draft lottery. They've actually talked about meeting halfway with the number 6. The MLB wanted the top 4, or will actually be the bottom 4 teams, but the top 4 picks. So these bottom 4 teams are now the bottom 6 teams that are going to be entering the draft instead of the 8 that the players wanted. So they met in the middle on that. And the extended playoffs, well, of course, the owners want it. That's more money in their pocket. And the players just kind of think to themselves, well, this is extra games. We should kind of get some extra incentives here, extra money. And they'll get that. Each team gets paid differently on their results at the end of the year. The World Series winners get paid more than the World Series losers, and and so on down the line. So it gives them stuff to look forward to, but I think they'll figure it out. It's just a shame that it had to come down to this, and they're cutting games. What's not really cool is the fact that they didn't state an official time or a date that they're going to start.
I heard they said the earliest it could be is Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday we'll probably figure out some new news. Until then, this is that, and that is this.
Yeah, I was seeing some things on Twitter today. I don't remember what players it was, but I saw a couple of the MLB players, posted on Twitter like, "Hey, to the young guys, this is for you." Like, really, that they're fighting for things that are going to help, these prospects, the younger guys in the future. And I saw another post that the commissioner, is it Manfred?
Yeah, Rob Manfred.
Yeah, he had a quote that said something like, the the fans' best interest remains our best interest, or something along those lines. I'm like, if that was the case, don't you think you guys would have settled on something by now?
Yeah, absolutely, man. He's kind of the guy behind the curtain in all this. When
Yeah.
he'll say the final word, right when it comes down to it, like the final report, but he's not there to really let the fans know step by step what's going on at all. So his approach to saying it's all for the fans, I think, is
So on the baseball side, things aren't going that well with some of the news. The NFL side, there's some stuff coming out now as well. Not bad stuff though. You know, the combine's starting up this week, so everybody's kind of in one spot in Indianapolis for the combine. So a lot of press conferences and things going on. The NFL executive VP Troy Vincent, he said that their 2021 standard for taunting penalties should largely remain the same as it was this past year. So I know a lot of people, you know, NFL stands for the No Fun League, but this past season there was 61 taunting penalties called, which is the most in 2 decades. He said they reviewed them, and 56 of the 61 they said are legit, like those should be called year in and year out moving forward. There was only 5 of them that they said they kind of deemed unnecessary. So things like standing over the opposing player or pointing at the opposing players, throwing the ball at the opposing players, moving towards the opposing team's bench, like those are all the ones that, like, no, those are definitely still going to be penalties moving forward. So at least they're consistent on it.
right.
I think there's an adjustment period for us as fans, but as long as they're consistent, we will adjust to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's ones that are on the gray line that us fans, it's for the fans, like Tyreek Hill's peace sign.
The deuces.
Who is that hurting? And it's not hurting the NFL player's feelings. He's a grown man. He got beat on the play. That's what you deserve. I'm sorry. But yeah, the standing over the guy, that is like personal. But this is for the fans. That's for everybody.
Yeah, I guess they just don't like it when you throw it up in somebody's face.
Yeah, well, by that time, he's probably gone. I mean, he was
He's
in his face right then, but he's gone after that.
By the time he goes from right here to right here, he's about 10 yards past you.
Yeah, the frames per second are pretty slim.
Exactly. Andy Reid and John Harbaugh also spoke. They led a discussion about expanding the replay assistance program. So if you remember this past year, they could kind of call down to the refs on the field and be like, you know, hey, look into that one. So they're talking, they like the way that worked this past year. So they're talking about expanding that out even more and being able to utilize that more, which some people like, some people don't. I like it. You know, I'm a proponent for get the call right. Yeah. I don't care what you have to do as long as you get the call right. So that's some news that came down the pipe. Also, during Reid's interviews, he was asked specifically about Eric Bieniemy. There was that story that ran basically talking bad about Bieniemy and his relationships in the organization with Reid and Mahomes and everything else, which the article that ran, they ended up taking it down. Obviously, Bieniemy came back as OC, which squashed it. But Reid did make sure that he mentioned that the stories that were ran, he said, and I quote, fabricated was the word that he used towards them. So I think that pretty much puts any of that to rest. Do you feel like knowing Reid addressing that, like you're comfortable with EB being back as OC for this year?
Yeah, I've been comfortable. In fact, the way I've been feeling is, you know, EB, there is no news. Okay, we made it news. He's still our offensive coordinator. They weren't going to make a press conference to say, Andy Reid is still our head coach. You know, Eric Bieniemy is still our offensive coordinator. We'd have been like, okay, there's no news here. Exactly, there's no news. So all this should be fabricated. Of course, there's truth in this because we've heard, hey, he had an interview with New Orleans. He's had different interviews. We know he wants to be a head coach.
Right.
There's the news right there that he's staying. But when it comes to why he's leaving to be a head coach, there's no problems. He's just trying to progress as his career. He's trying to progress his career, you know. So,
yeah, for sure. I agree. I think next year at this time is going to be very interesting for the Chiefs coaching staff. So Bieniemy is coming back on a 1-year deal. They let that known, and they rarely let contracts for assistant coaches known. He's coming back on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
So come next year, I think it's going to be kind of the same thing, looking for that head coaching job. If he doesn't get it, is there an OC job at another team or a college head coaching job? So we'll be back in the same boat as far as potentially losing him. I think that's a big reason why we brought Nagy back in as quarterbacks coach.
See, the point is, it's bringing more pressure on the situation. That's what it's doing. Like, is Nagy going to slide in and become that offensive head coordinator or head?
It's an easy transition. If EB does move on, get a head coaching job or anything next year, I think that we set ourselves up for an easy transition to move Nagy into that spot. Reid doesn't like to hire from the outside a lot. He likes his guys. So bringing Nagy back lets him kind of continue that.
Absolutely.
Because we lost Kafka, who would have been the next guy in line.
Yeah.
So you bring Nagy in, next guy in line's right there again. But to that point of all that, and EB being on a 1-year contract, when we let Sam Madison take the job in Miami, he came out and said, hey, I want to thank Andy Reid for letting me out of my contract 1 year early. That gave me a little insight to, okay, so Spags' staff on the defensive side, they probably all have the same contract, which means they probably all end after this upcoming year. And that probably includes Steve Spagnuolo himself, which means we could have a lot of movement on the defensive coaching staff as well. We could be looking next year at a new OC, a new defensive coordinator. New defensive coordinator could mean several new assistant coaches on the defensive side. So just keep that in mind moving into next year. We might see a ton of movement on this coaching staff for the Chiefs.
Sounds like it. Yep. Yeah, Andy Reid, he just grows these players, and they just blossom and sprout out and become higher officiating people, They get more and more power as their careers go on, and it's cool to watch. I mean, the question is, I want to end with, how old is Andy Reid? Isn't he about like 78?
He's older. He's definitely one of the older coaches. There's no doubt about that. I'd have to look up and find out what his exact age is. I'll look that up real quick because I am curious to know.
Yeah.
Speaking of ages, happy 28th birthday. The 28th? Yep. Happy 28th birthday today to the man that you just mentioned, the cheetah, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Today is his 28th birthday. So happy birthday, Tyreek. Hope you get that extension. Want you to be here for your whole career, man.
Oh, wow. Gosh, I was way off. I am so sorry, Andy. I don't know if this is right. It says he's 63.
He's 63. He'll be 64. Actually, this month. He'll be 64 on the 19th of this month.
God, what'd I say? I'm exaggerating when I said
74 or something. You were just exaggerating.
Like
it's okay.
Yeah.
You did that on purpose.
Right.
It's all good.
Still.
Reid's still young and spry.
Yeah.
What does the word spry really mean?
I think it means you got to jump when you get up out of seats and stuff.
That's what it means?
Yeah, you got to do that hop step. Like, woo, let's go.
So if I do that, I'm spry? Or if I'm spry, I do that?
I don't know. That might just be giddy. I don't know. Spry? I don't know. Spry just seems maybe you have that little extra energy, like you drink Red Bulls all the time.
I need a sponsorship from Red Bull. I drink Red Bull all the time, too. I'll start drinking it on camera. Maybe we can get a sponsorship if we're both drinking it.
Right.
Hey, somebody send this to Red Bull. Send this to one of the Red Bull execs. Let them know that if they start tuning in, we will start drinking nothing but Red Bull on the air. Sean will probably have a beer every once in a while, too. But he'll have a Red Bull to chase it with. I don't know why you would chase a beer, but sounded good at the time.
Yeah, I wait the next day. It helps with the hangover, but drinking them at the same time, my body wouldn't know what to do. You're like, what are you doing to me?
Oh, hey, I had a fun little thing I wanted to do today. So this is the combo show. We talk Chiefs and Royals, right? At the same time.
Yeah,
but we never really talk about them at the same time, right?
Right.
We talk one and then the other. Let's talk about them at the same time, Sean. Okay?
Okay. Gotcha.
Here's my question for you, and I'll answer it too. What Royals player, if you had to, would you put on the Chiefs roster And what position would they play?
Oh man, if I could give Salvi and cut a few years off his age, I'd throw him right in there. I guess at his prime, I'd pick Salvi and
What position?
probably it's between tight end and running back, but no, he's a little bit too big.
I
I'm
thought you'd go
thinking,
defensive end.
yeah. Let me think a little bit about that.
You think? I'll give you one of
let
my
me think.
answers for that one while you think
your
on
answer
it.
real quick. Yeah.
I actually have
better
two.
than
I'll
Salvi.
give one. That way I leave the other one available in case you need
Sure.
it. Okay.
Okay.
Whit Merrifield.
Well, he's an all-around athlete. So.
Slot wide receiver. You can't tell me he does not hold some similarities other than skin color. He does not hold some similarities to somebody like a Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, that type of slot. I think he's 5'11", I believe. So running out of the slot, 5'11", perfectly fine. You can get that done.
Yeah.
Got the speed, got the agility, he's got the intelligence. I think he could make it work. Might want to bulk up some for football, but
okay, I've got one now. Now that I've thought about it,
okay.
Gerard Dyson, wide receiver.
Do you think he would get killed by a safety? Like literally just killed, broken in half?
He's like a Pringle. I think he's
okay.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's a bit smaller, but yeah, I'm just thinking about that speed.
Maybe you can run him out of the slot
or have him kick returning.
Return man. Yeah,
return man.
Okay, my other one. You ready?
Yeah,
Hunter Dozier.
Yeah, he's a strong corn-fed man.
I would need him to put on a little bit of football weight, right? You get in the NFL gym and do some working out. You're going to put on that football weight. But I think he would be a legit tight end. He's got a little speed. He's got some athleticism to him. He's 6'4", so he's an inch shorter than Kelsey, I believe. He's a little lighter than Kelsey. That's why he needs to put on that football weight. But how about Dozier? How about Hunter Dozier coming in and playing tight end for the Chiefs?
Hey, that would be pretty cool. He'd be a fan favorite, man. But I tell you what, I think I've got the answer on the all-time best Royal. It would be probably Bo Jackson. What do you think?
You don't say.
Right.
Which is crazy because it could have happened.
Yeah.
We totally could have drafted him. It's not like he went in the first round. So he went in the first round, first overall to the Bucs, but refused to play. So then he basically re-entered and got drafted like super late in the draft. Anybody could have taken him in the first several rounds. I wish it would. Can you imagine Bo Jackson being just a Kansas City athlete?
Gosh, that guy would be a god. There'd be Bo Jackson Avenue downtown. There'd be Bo Jackson's restaurant and all that stuff that's been around.
Yeah, we'd be hosting the 12th Man at Bo Jackson Drive and the Bo Jackson Way and Bo Jackson Sports Drive, Bo Jackson Drive Sports. It would just, he would be all over the place.
Yeah.
Let's flip it. What Chiefs player, not counting Patrick Mahomes? Okay, we all know Mahomes played baseball.
Yep.
Take Mahomes out of this one. What Chiefs player would you want to put on the Royals roster? What position would they play?
Oh, I kind of want to see like McCole Harmon in center. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah,
I can see that.
Tyreek in center. That would be pretty cool too.
I just worry that I worry about Hardman's hitting because of his size.
Yeah,
but I think he could definitely play center field for sure. Be a number 8 or 9 hitter.
Yeah,
Tyreek's got some strength to him, so you could bat Tyreek in that leadoff or that number 2 spot and put him in the outfield. Let me add to the outfield. Let's just go with an all Chiefs outfield.
Yeah, right.
What about left field? Going with L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got the athleticism. He's got way more speed than I thought too, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Not to bring up bad memories, but if you remember when Chase went off on us, he caught that little pass on the left side, cut it to the middle, cut it upfield, and outran everybody. Dude, Sneed was not far behind him the entire time. If you watch that play again, just watch Sneed, you're like, whoa, that's sneaky fast or sneedy fast, if you will. He's got some surprising speed. So I think I would take Sneed moving over there.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to try to ask around the Chiefs players and ask them, who do you think is the best baseball player besides Patrick Mahomes and find out that answer, because it's not been presented. We don't know about it. Nobody really knows, but just to find out would be pretty cool. I saw the Chiefs and Royals play a basketball game one time. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, when was
Yeah.
this? Like how long ago was
Gosh,
that?
this was when Kemper Arena was around. That's how long ago it was.
Wow.
It was
Okay.
probably about 15 years ago or
Do you
so.
remember anybody that was in the game?
Yeah, it was around the time we had Derek Thomas and Neil Smith and all them. So
Okay.
it was a lot of those players, but it was kind of the secondary players, like a
The backup, second strings.
yeah, like you'd see a Keith Cash or maybe a J.C. Pearson.
Mark McMillan.
Yeah, kind of some
Okay.
off name players. Derek Thomas wasn't there, or Neil Smith wasn't there, but it was still pretty cool to watch them play basketball. And then they had the Royals players and not the real stars, but some of it was still cool.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch. I definitely can't see either team letting any of their stars participate in
I
that.
think that's why. I think that's probably why they were keeping them safe.
Yeah, I think things were a little more lenient back then than they are now. But I still, I would still, if I'm running either one of those franchises, like, no, absolutely, Derek Thomas, you are not going and playing in a pickup basketball game. No, sir, not happening.
Yeah. And it seems like they've got a pretty lenient on the Pro Bowl too. You saw Stephon Diggs flying and breaking a table. They're like, wait, keep yourself healthy, man.
Speaking of the Pro Bowl, what in the world can we do about that? The Pro Bowl is a joke.
Yeah, it's all falling apart when it comes to these all-star games. The dunk contest in the NBA was horrible. The Pro Bowl during the NFL has been horrible since they moved from Hawaii.
What do you think? What do you think if they changed the Pro Bowl and did flag football? There's no contact, and that's what they shy away from contact in the Pro Bowl, and that's kind of the issue.
Two-hand touch. Yeah, it looked like they play two-hand touch, but yeah, flag football would be a step up from the two-hand touch, so it'd be like more a halfway football. So
it's a little more defined, like when somebody's flag got pulled, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't play two-hand touch. They play, he wrapped him up, and by wrapping him up, he touched him. Like it's so weak. I don't watch it.
And it's
I
pretty
can't stand it.
It's pretty undefined. It was hella funny to see Mac Jones. Of course, he didn't get tackled, and he's just used to being tackled and you're down. He kind of shed him off, and he's running 70 yards.
They're like, no, somebody touched you way back there.
Somebody two-hand touched you back. What do you mean? Oh, I forgot we were playing that stuff.
Yeah, Pro Bowl's a joke. See, baseball has it because there's a reason behind the game. ML or the NL or AL, whoever wins gets home field advantage.
Yeah.
In the World Series, can't really do that with football because it's pre-designated where the Super Bowl's going to be, and you can't say, well, based on who wins, it'll be one of their teams that gets the Super Bowl in 5 years, because they don't look 5 years in the future. 5 years in the future, their contract's already up.
Yeah.
Unless you're Patrick Mahomes and you're on a 75-year deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope they find something to do like with the Pro Bowl. If not, just get rid of it. Do skills challenges.
That's what I like is the skills.
I've always thought it would be cool just to do like a big like awards show. Like I know they have some awards that they do, but do something big. Do the Grammys like performances and like make it an actual like true like event and show and give out awards. Introduce all the Pro Bowlers. Give them a little trophy for being named to the Pro Bowl. Go ahead and do all your big announcements there. Like just make it a huge spectacle. Make it a huge event. I'd be much more tempted to watch that than to watch them play half-hand touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So definitely hope that they do something with it for sure. Sean, that's about all I got today, man. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about today?
No, not much, man. I'm just hoping that there's not more to these delays or whatever, and it's only the first two series that are being sacrificed in all this mayhem that's going on. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully there's more news on Thursday. I might delay my episode to the PM time So maybe if some new news hits during the noon hour,
Yeah.
maybe I can update everybody on that day, and we'll see if we can get on with this.
Makes sense. Don't blame you there. On the NFL side, like I said, the combine's going on this week, so I'm going to continue with. I'm going to start up some breakdowns for you guys. Tomorrow, you'll see me and Sean together on the 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive, talking about some of the free agent wide receivers and some of the wide receivers that are in the draft as well. And I'm just going to continue breaking down different positions, free agents, prospects, and I'll give you guys some of the results from the combine and some of my takeaways, who moved up, who've moved down, and who we could really be eyeing for the Chiefs. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Again, 12th Man at Arrowhead Drive. You can see it every Sunday and Wednesday for all your Chiefs content with myself, Kevin Britton, right here on Stadium Drive Sports. Once again, Sean, let them know.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Please catch up with me on Mondays and Thursdays here on the Royal Way, here on Stadium Drive Sports. Right here, same channel, same spot. Always, you can find the Chiefs and the Royals on Stadium Drive Sports.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Till next time.
Later.